I was just talking to my wife tonight about how I'm gonna do a mind dump challenge where I challenge people to dump out all the things that's part of their psyche that does not belong to them, those things that they don't no longer want to believe or don't believe anymore, and how to remove it out of your life so that you can absolutely live the best life that you can without the stuff that has been dumped into you. All right? I don't care if your father wasn't nothing. I don't care if your mother wasn't nothing. I don't care if the people who raised you wasn't nothing. Doesn't mean you can't be something. All right? There's other people that we can get in contact with and we could be connected to that's going to help us become a better version of ourselves. That's the great thing about life. It's choice. It's free will. I don't care where I've come from. I know where I'm at now and where I'm going. Okay? Because trust me when I tell you, my life don't look nothing up like it is where it come from. Most people don't even realize, I was born in the ghetto, in the hood, grew up in Harlem, lived in every single borough in New York City. Went, from pillar to post. I have been homeless. All right. I have lived in cars, abandoned cars at one point. All right. I've eaten oatmeal cookies for dinner. All right. I grew up in Spanish Harlem. We were so poor. We were poorer than the poorest people in the projects. And I'm not saying that lightly. That's how poor we were. We were so poor. We were poorer than the poorest people in the projects. All right. But it didn't make me, I didn't turn out that way. My kids did not have the same experience. I tell them stories and they look at me like I'm crazy because they have no idea. They was not. I chose a different way for my life and for my kids' life. I made that decision because if it had to do with what I was seeing, I would still be in Harlem. I would still be where I was. I'd probably be in jail or dead because that's what statistics would have told me I should have wound up at. Okay? You can choose to do it. When you wrong, say, yo, I'm dead wrong. Even if you don't want to tell nobody, just say, I'm dead wrong. It's just like, you stink. Nobody should have to come to you and tap you on the shoulder and say, yo, you smelling kind of funky and foul. No, you know when you stink. All right? And you can't put deodorant on funk. Because then you're just going to have, what is that, secret? You're going to have secret funk. And then, you're going to have right guard stench. So that's what you're going to smell like. Right guard stench and secret funk. No, you can't just put a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. We can't do that. A lot of times it just takes the process of going back through it. And that's painful. I'm not gonna lie, that's painful. It is painful to, revisit some of the things that we are stuck at emotionally. Those things that has us stuck emotionally. Those things that hurt us and ripped us open emotionally, spiritually. We sometimes it's painful. But if you get through it and see it, and you get to the other side, I promise you, you will see the beauty in contrast. You will see the beauty in the pendulum. I don't know what it is to be extremely happy if I haven't been extremely sad. I don't know what it is and to appreciate having money because I've come from nothing. I've come from no money. I've come from not even having 2 pennies to rub together, let alone 1. We have that ability to see the other side of the pendulum. You don't have to get stuck here. You can ride that wave to the other side if you want to, so that you can really understand the reasons why we go through contrast, why we go through contrast in life. All right, understanding why we go through the stuff that we go through. People are like, oh, there's no God, there's no this. It have nothing to do with that. You're a free will being. You ain't got strings attached to you that says, okay, God's gonna say, okay, puppet here, puppet there. No, or Satan's gonna sit on your shoulder and say, no, do this and no, do that. No, you do that because of what is here. You decide to make the actions. You take the actions that you take, and you destroy the lives that you destroy. And then you want to blame something or some entity that's in the spiritual realm when it has nothing to do with the spirit realm. It has everything to do with the spirit of you. That means whatever that dirt, that blood, that bleeding, and then all the clots that's going on in you, you clotting out on everybody else. Then you want to go and blame somebody else instead of taking self-accountability for what you've done and for where you are. And you don't have to say sorry for what has happened to you. What you say sorry to is yourself for allowing that to take over your life and make it look the way it looks today. That you need to say sorry, but you're saying sorry to yourself. All right, you have to forgive those who have hurt and harmed you in order for you to be free enough to forgive yourself and then move on, to live your best life. Otherwise, you're going to be like that elderly person that's bitter Betty, and drama filled and just hateful and just doing things just to hurt people. You don't have to do that unless you choose to. All right, that's the great thing. It's your choice. If you're dead inside, if you're absolutely dead inside, if you've ever smelled a dead body, after a while it has a stench to it, right? But if you're dead inside, that stench of the deadness of you, it absolutely seeps through your pores. And the way that it seeps through our pores is it comes through in our actions. It comes through in our inconsistencies. It comes through in our lies that fly out our mouth. It comes through in the way that we treat ourselves and others. It comes through with hurting and harming other folks. That's how the stench comes out of the deadness of you. I don't know about you. I don't want to be around deadness. I want to be around things that are alive. My close-knit circle are some real woke folk. All right, and not only are they woke, they're loving, they're kind, they're peaceful, and no drama. We don't have drama in our crew. There's no room for drama. All right, I married a woman, drama free. Thank you, God, that I don't have the drama. But you have got to remember, dead stuff will rot. Rotten seeps out of you. You can't hide the deadness of you. It comes out in the way you speak, in the negativity that you speak. It comes out in the way that you think. And the way that you think is what you speak and what you feel. Okay? And then you go around talking about, I love me, I love me, I love me. There's no way. There is no way. I don't care what nobody's saying. And you'll find these same folk in the church. You'll find these same folk in the pulpit. You'll find these people in the street or at work. You'll find these people in the playgrounds and in the clubs. I don't care where you go. You will still find these people who are walking around talking about what's glitter is gold, and it's not. All right, what you do on the outside doesn't mean anything. I don't care if you go and lose 100 pounds because you feel like you needed to. I don't care if you became buffed. I don't care if you went and got surgeries to fix some things you didn't like on your body. I don't care what you've done to your outside. Guess what? Your stinkiness is still gonna seep through. I don't care how much you glorify and beautify the outside. Whatever you are inside, you will display outside. Whether it's through your mouth or through your actions, but you will go around bleeding out. And then you're going to go ahead and crush folks and then leave folks and then go to another situations and crush folks and leave folks. And you want to know why people flip their wig and why so many people are going around knocking people upside the heads and taking their life, because they are hurt. All right, you got to understand, guys, we are running around here trying to live our best life, and we put up the best face on Facebook. We put up the best things on Facebook, and we leave out the dirt and we leave out the grime. I try my best to be as well-rounded in my life with you guys, but the good thing about my life is nothing bad to put up. Otherwise, I would share it with you. And I have shared some things on my platform that absolutely shows my transparency in my life, because I believe transparency is everything. And it helps people help themselves. So I am transparent. Danny is not perfect. Trust me when I tell you. Far from it. All right? But I strive. And I can tell you this. I'm better than I was yesterday. And tomorrow I'll be better than I am today. Because I constantly and consciously always striving to be the best version of myself with what I've learned. Because the thing is, you're supposed to take your life experiences inwardly, bring them to you, understand why you went through them, and become better, not bitter, tomorrow. All right? And you're also supposed to take it, because a lot of these stories that I tell you, I know have helped so many other people. Why? Because there's other people that's sitting around here hurt and don't know how to get rid of that hurt. And that's okay. There's a lot of people that just don't. I know people been in therapy for years and still ain't get better. Okay? Still ain't get better. I have people who've left their therapist and come over to me as a life coach, and they said, oh my God, in 6 months or 3 months, in 2 months, you have changed my entire life and aspect of the way that I think in every single way of my life. And how did you do that? And all I do is show you. And anybody that's willing to work with me and come and see themselves for who they really are, and you ready to get to work and get the grime out, get the dirt out, and you ready to shine like a diamond from the inside, I got you. I got you. All right? I'll hold your hand and we'll walk through it. But you got to be willing to work. You got to be willing to see you. You got to be willing to be honest. I can't work with anybody that's not honest. It's just not going to work.